Barbara wakes the duo up, and they go to the symbol of Mondstadt to find out Venti hewing there. The duo asks Venti what his gnosis is, and Venti begins to explain. He explains that a vision is a gift from the gods that allows an individual to potentially attain godhood and ascend to Celestia, and that people with said visions are referred to as Elogians. Also, Archons know that term, and only Archons have gnosises. No Gnosis only Archons have on doses. A gnosis is an internal magical focus that connects directly with Celestia itself, again, the land of the gods. The person who stole the gnosis from Venti is Signora, who's from the land of Sneznaya, the land ruled by the Cryo-Archons. Signora is a member of the Harbingers, an elite group within the Fatui who have immense powers and have been given wide authority by the Cryo-Archon, known as the Sariska. Because of this, it appears that it was the Sariska's doing in stealing Venti's gnosis. Venti explains that he knew her quite well back in the day, but after a certain catastrophe happened 500 years ago, she cut off all ties with him. Venti then tells the pair that they're looking to meet the god that they have been referring to them. They should be looking for the Geo-Archon in the neighboring nation of Lue. This is because this Geo-Archon descends upon the nation every year in Lue to give divine prediction, and that this time is near. Venti bids them farewell for now, and their journey to the new nation begins. With Mondstadt now in peace, it's time for the hangouts. We could skip it, but it's time for the traveler for a ride of Descension and Lue. The traveler and Paimon decide to explore the city more. They spend time getting to know Barbara, who reveals that she's Jean's sister, and she shares her feelings over newfound popularity due to her excellent singing voice and a rabid fandom due to it. They meet Draft, the hunter from Spingswell's daughter named Diona. She's a bartender at a Cat's Tail who absolutely despises alcohol. They also meet a young man who was raised by and is in the adventurers guild called Bennett. They also meet, finally, the maid of the Knights of Pavonius, Noelle, who seeks out the assistance from the traveler and her training to become an official knight. The next chapter, Lupus Minor Chapter, Act 1, The Meaning of Lupical. While gathering materials for their journey to Lue, near a place called Wolvendom, the pair is then ambushed by a group of slimes. Slimes being pure elemental beings, suddenly a mysterious, dissolved man appears and protects them. The boy speaks in broken English and tells the pair that they smell like the Knights of Favonius, who are his friends. He introduces himself as Razor, a boy raised by wolves. He mentions how a red Bernie girl often causes fire within their forest and then leaves at the behest of the wolves. The pair suspects that the girl Razor described as Amber, and when they go ask her, she explains that there are other girls dressing right now. Dumb is that the pair would assume that every person in red should be Amber. Okay, Amber explains how wolves are recently been attacking cars outside their normal habitat. They decide to help her with the mystery of this wolves, and during their investigation they learn that the wolves had attacked Springvale. When speaking to Draft and investigating the town, it appears throughout that no one was injured from the wolves, and that the wolves came to Wolvendom even though nobody was injured. Some of the townspeople are still pretty mad about it. In Wolvendom, the trio run into Razor and he wants bad people coming. He smells blood and it appears to be wolf blood. Near an injured wolf, he claims it is his lupical, which is a term which used for familial connection between humans and wolves, or wolves or humans, if you're being specifically correct. Amber questions whether Razor and his pack are the ones who attacked Springvale, but he denies the claims and states that it was from a pack that isn't native to the area. In order to help save the injured wolf, Razor takes the gang into the center of the forest and treats it with a technique that he says he learned from the purple teacher, which is seemingly Lisa. I mean, it's either her or Tinky yeah, this one's Tinky Winky. The two angry. Okay. The two angry townspeople appear, and their appearance awakens a large white ethereal wolf. The wolf clearly knows Razor, and Razor and the trio battle the wolf for the protection of the humans. Afterward, we come to know that the wolf as Boreas, another of the four winds of Mondstadt. Much like the Valen, Boreas um, Boreas tells that the humans are protesting. He doesn't fit with another people. Boreas tells him to stay out of it. Boreas tells the traveler that they are above other humans clearly, and that they could train together whenever the traveler wants. And then he leaves Amber, invites Razor back to the city, but Razor declines. Unable to really find his place in the world, Razor leaves, but thanks to the group, returning to the forest where he feels most at home. While in town, the pair begins to hear about the debate over who the strongest fighter of Mondstadt is. In Mondstadt, the top three choices are the Dandelion Knight, being Jean, the Dark Knight, a hero, and a girl in red, similar to the description given by Razor. From earlier, the pair seeks out Jean to solve the mystery of the treasure that she herself buried, asks the pair to help her find it, and so they do at the spot. They find an abyss mage who now has the treasure of Klee. They chase after the abyss mage and into its domain. Within the domain, it's Klee shows that looks can be deceiving, as she's actually incredibly powerful and commands explosion with expertise. They catch up to the mage, who says that the treasure he stole is the most powerful treasure in all of Mondstadt, but when the mage touches it, it explodes and kills him. Klee turns herself into Jean, as it appears that the Knights of Favonius look after her and she herself is one of them. But Jean's all like, he killed a bad guy, so whatever Klee appears to be the one with morals here, I guess. Klee goes to the solitary confinement for trying to blow up, and the player leave. Princeps Cretaceous chapter, Traveler Observation Report. The Traveler and Paimon go to check in on Timaeus to see how his work is going, but he's not there. Instead, it's a woman by the name of Sucrose. She says that she's the assistant of a man named Albedo, and that Albedo called Timaeus away for work. Sucrose isn't the absolute best at interacting with people unless it's about research or alchemy. Sucrose already knows who Traveler is, as word of their victory over Dvalin is now common knowledge in Mondstadt. She says that the Traveler may be able to help Albedo on some research. Albedo is chief alchemist of the Knights of Favonius and the teacher of Timaeus and Sucrose. He investigates the truths of the world. The pair had to go to Dragonspine, a snow-drenched mountainous region of Mondstadt, to meet with Albedo, and at the entrance of the region, they happened upon a conversation between Barbara and another member of the church, named Rosaria. Okay. Rosario decides to join the two in looking for Albedo. The gang finds Albedo sketching on the mountain, and Rosario mentions how Albedo loves sketching and is likely the reason for him being in the mountains. She then decides to leave without saying much to Albedo. Albedo, much like Sucrose and Rosario already, knows of the Traveler, but he's also able to deduce that the Traveler is from another world due to their abnormal abilities. Albedo is so skilled in alchemy that he's able to manipulate the life cycle of plants, but there's a seed in his possession which he can't seem to change. It's a seed from another world. He promises to help the Traveler if they can assist him in solving the mystery of the seed. As the group continues, Rosaria watches from a distance, thinking that this group may be in danger to monster Albedo. Albedo is clearly a quick thinker and is even able to see through Paimon by bribing her with food. Albedo says he occasionally looks after the child, but he's far better at alchemy. The traveler being able to manipulate elements without a vision is clearly peculiar to him, and he thinks it might be because of Paimon channeling the power to the traveler, but that would have to mean Paimon is extremely powerful, but she's not quite that powerful. So he puts the traveler to some test, such as fighting slimes and drinking a potion to determine elemental flow within the body, but both tests shows that the traveler is similar to everyone else in Teyvat. Albedo says that that's good, that being different doesn't allow you to connect with others anyway, because it would be almost impossible for the other people to understand you. Damn, Albedo, you need a moment. Albedo tries to then get the traveler to channel elements into cooking to see if it changes anything, but again, no unusual records. Albedo has lost some items too, and uses that as another experience for the traveler. The traveler uses elemental sight and is able to find them. Albedo tells the pair that while it is a rare elemental sight, is an ability that some people have in Teyvat too, so it's not abnormal. Finally, they perform physical intelligence test at a ruin. They find a text that's yet to be deciphered. Rosaria appears and questions the pair. She's seen everything and that they have done, and thinks that they are being way too naive to trust Albedo. She copies the symbols on the wall and leaves after telling them not to trust Albedo so easily. Albedo reveals that conclusions to his research, and it's said that the traveler is a total normie, but Albedo clearly learns something as he's able to make the seed sprout and bloom. The plant from another world leaves for a moment, but just as quickly as it leaves, it fades away. Paimon mentions that it was too quick, but Albedo responds that a short life is a well-lived life, is a good one, and when not constantly burned by the loneliness of a longer one. Okay, dark words. The group promises to continue helping each other in the future and staying friends, and the traveler and Paimon return to Mondstadt after they leave, though Albedo mentions how there was something about the experiment that he didn't tell them, something actually peculiar. There was a sediment that formed at the bottom of the potion that the traveler drank. He says that the traveler and him are alike, and that if one day Albedo loses control and tries to destroy everything, he wonders aloud if he can rely on the traveler to stop him.